pressure. She sacked him. A great bull rush by Chris Jones.
He's not banking on the skill that he's been blessed with.
It's on Kelsey. Great catch. Touchdown. Kansas City, the 10. Still not down. Oh, what a run. Out of this world. Sinks it up the middle. Intercepted. Intercepted by Matthew. The Honey Badger doesn't care.
After having just 2 playoff victories at home in 58 seasons, the Chiefs now have 4 in the last 3 seasons as they got it out over the Cleveland Browns by a score of 22-17 as Chad Henne comes out of the bullpen in relief of an injured Patrick Mahomes. Mitch Holthus with you, voice of the Chiefs, along with Chiefs reporter Matt McMullen. And it starts with Chad Henne, and I think it starts with Week 17. He had all of those snaps against the Chargers, and the fact that he got to play that whole game helped him to come in here seamless. By the way, Chad Henne had never played in a playoff game, ever. 13 seasons, no playoff games until this one, and he wins it for the Chiefs.
And what's funny is all week long, before Week 17, we were talking about how this game matters. We know it doesn't matter in the standings, but this game matters for reps. It matters for getting guys experience, and we just saw it out there. Chad Henne goes out and wins a playoff game against a good team in the Cleveland Browns. The Browns had all the momentum going in their favor, and Chad Henne finds a way. We'll talk all about it, but we've talked a lot about the hunger this team has, and it's one thing to say you have hunger when you're at full strength and everything's going right, but to go out there and to win a football game when the Browns wanted nothing more than to beat you when they had their opportunity there, and to go out there and to win, to find a way to win, to have gutsy calls, and to fight. We saw that all throughout the final part of this game, and it just makes me proud to watch those guys excel out there and find a way. It's more than just a great football team that breaks records. This team has heart and fight, and it makes me proud to be a fan.
They also have guts, and they have a gutsy head coach that made some gutsy calls. You talk about this too late. Dana Hughes and I were talking about on the radio broadcast. Once Henne came in, I looked for Cleveland to change their coverages. That's exactly what they did. They went man-man, single high safety, and Henne was able to get that pass to Tyreek Hill on the outside on a one-on-one play. Remember David Tyree in the Super Bowl with the ball against his helmet? That's what this looked like, the ball against his hip, and he somehow made that catch this close to being an incompletion.
Yeah, absolutely incredible stuff. I love that play call, too. Just going out there, and you're not going to hand the ball off every single time. You're going to get Chad Henne in the rhythm of this game, get him throwing the football, and Tyreek Hill making an incredible catch, going up there for his quarterback. That gets back to my fight point. These guys raise their level of play to do it for Patrick Mahomes in the locker room, to do it for Chad Henne, and to do it for this city. And it reminded me of last year against the Denver Broncos when Matt Moore comes in. Everyone elevates their level of play, and I understand that was a different kind of game, but here that same thing happened in the postseason against an 11-5 football team. Once again, the ability to raise your level of play when everyone needs you to is really impressive.
Give a lot of credit to the Cleveland Browns, but I thought the Brownie Elf pushed the ball back. I thought Chad Henne had the first down on a scramble. So that leads up to the drama. 4th down on less than a yard. Chiefs look like, hey, they're going to take the clock down. Whoop! No, they run about the same play that they ran with Mahomes to Tyreek Hill against New Orleans, and Cleveland never got the ball back. It was gigantic.
And it was similar to what happened against Tampa Bay as well. We've seen this a couple times this season where the Chiefs need to get a play. What do? You go to Tyreek Hill, and that's who you go to. We've talked all year long about when we talked to Tyreek after those games, what's it mean to you when Coach Reid dials your number up? He wants to go to you in this kind of situation, and he's like, it means everything. I want to be there for my team. And here, with Chad Henne at quarterback, it's not even Patrick Mahomes, Coach Reid says, no, we're not going to be conservative. We're going to go for this. We're going to win this game. We're not going to play not to lose, and it pays off.
I hope you watch Field Pass, because all of the prophecy in Field Pass came to fruition in this game. Now, we're not going to leave the defense out of this. The reason I bring up Field Pass is what did we break down? The running backs of Cleveland, their ability to catch the ball, screens, checkdowns, throws. The Chiefs got Cleveland off the field after back-to-back touchdown drives to get within 22-17 with sound play on the passing attempts to the running back. They try to screen, pressure, incomplete. They get Kareem Hunt in the open field, and an excellent job there for the defense to get Cleveland off the field by tackling and staying assignment sound.
And what's really impressive to me is the guys never let things snowball. So the Browns, think about the drive before that. They go 18 plays. That was a killer drive when they scored that touchdown. They convert 3 third downs and 2 fourth downs. Just can't get them off the field. But then all of a sudden, Chad Henne throws an interception in the end zone. There's like 8 minutes left. The Browns have all the momentum in the world. They pick up that 4th down deep in their own territory. They appear to be rolling, but the Chiefs don't give up an inch. bench. They give up one more yard the rest of the game. Incredible stuff. They're finding a way to make sure they can contain this rushing attack and not let Cleveland find the end zone.
There's only one person that stays calmer than Andy Reid in the heat of battle, and that is our guest right now, the chairman of the Kansas City Chiefs, Clark Hunt. 4 consecutive home playoff victories, 3rd straight year of hosting an AFC championship game. That's never been done in the history of the AFC. Your thoughts on getting this done 22-17? Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks very much. Obviously, a very special day for the Chiefs. I don't know that I can say I was really that calm upstairs watching it. When Patrick went out, certainly I think we all had a big lump in our throat. Credit to Chad Henne and our defense for stepping up and getting the job done today.
Clark, you mentioned this, but just how proud are you of the team to find a way to fight and win this game when momentum wasn't going in their favor? They find a way to come together and win this football game, a big football game in the playoffs.
Well, I really think it shows you where the team is, the championship mentality that the team developed last year on the way to winning the Super Bowl. They displayed it so many times throughout the season this year. We were in all those close games the second half of the season, and they found a way to win, and that was true today. I think the guys just really believe in each other. It doesn't matter who's out there on the field, even at the quarterback position. They're going to keep fighting and find a way to win.
It's interesting, and now since Alex Okafor has won this game, everybody on this Chiefs roster has either a 500 or a winning record in the playoffs. Every single guy. It didn't used to be that way. What about the winning culture, winning a game like this, and overall the culture change? Because now we see teams around the league, Clark, to be honest, that are trying to find it. In the last 8 years, you have developed it and nourished it.
Yeah, it's a thing that's very hard to develop, and until you start winning the playoff games and build the confidence that comes from that, it's very difficult. I can't say enough about the job that Andy Reid and his coaching staff have done with the guys, getting them to believe in each other. Really the locker room too, the leaders in the locker room, the job they've done. Tyrann Mathieu, Patrick Mahomes. The team leaders have really given the entire organization and all the players the belief that they can get it done on any given week.
And to follow up on that, Clark, the Chiefs are now the first team in AFC history to host 3 consecutive conference championship games. When you hired Coach Reid back in 2013, I'm sure you had high aspirations for what this franchise could accomplish. But did you see this happening 8 years later?
I'd be lying if I said yes. I was certainly aware that he had done it in Philadelphia, right? He had all those NFC championship games at home. In fact, I was just joking with him that there's only one other coach in league history to do it, and it was some young guy on the NFC side named Andy Reid. Did it about 17 years ago. So, total credit to Andy and the job that he's done since he's been here. I mean, how incredible to get to host 3 AFC championship games. Another opportunity to hopefully lift the Lamar Hunt Trophy. We're so excited. Looking forward to next week. We know we've got Buffalo coming in, and they're a very, very tough competitor.
Our questions with you have been on the on-field attitude, winning culture, but I want to ask you in a final question before we let you go, the off-the-field work that people have done to even have this game here and to have it with fans and to win a playoff game here that in July, frankly, Clark, I didn't know if we'd ever see this game.
Yeah, the job that everyone associated with the league, and that's both at the league level and the teams have done so that the league could pull this season off has really been incredible. I think like you, all of us in the summer had some doubts that we'd be able to play every regular season game and have a postseason without interruption. So kudos to everybody who's been involved in that. They really did a fantastic job. I know they had to make a lot of hard decisions along the ways. The protocols have worked. At the end of the day, the credit really goes to the players and coaches for the individual responsibility of making sure they follow the protocols. That's what has allowed us to get to this point. So fantastic job all the way around. And I have to mention our fans today. We had 16,000 plus in the building today, but it was loud out there. I know it made a difference for our defense, for the pass rushers. So I want to thank our fans for being there today to cheer us on to a victory.
Congratulations again to you, Clark. Thanks for all that you do for all of us, but also thank everybody in your family. But congratulations. Here we go again. Let's get the Lamar Hunt Trophy next week.
I'm totally on board with that. It was a great day for the Chiefs Kingdom.
You know, thank you very much, Clark, chairman of the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, a guy that's got guts and calm, doesn't blink, never flinches, head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, Andy Reid. Let's go to the podium.
Okay. Listen, I'm proud of the guys. I'll give you some injuries here. Obviously, Pat was injured and had to come out. He hurt he got hit in the back of the head and kind of knocked the wind out of him and everything else with it. So we took him out. He's doing great right now, which is a real positive as we looked at this, passed all the deals that he needed to pass. And so we'll see where it goes from here. Brashard Breeland, he also got hit in the head and they're kind of going through him right now. So I'll know more later here, but, and then that was really it as far as the injuries go. Listen, our crowd was phenomenal tonight, limited numbers in, but they were tremendous. The defensive stand at the end was huge. Chad Henne's run was huge. And then obviously his couple throws there toward the end were also big. I take full responsibility for the long interception. That was that's on me. And I'm proud of Chad and the way he handled everything. And, he probably said it best when he said, listen, this team is unbelievable when somebody has to come in and make them feel comfortable. And, that's what team's all about. So, again, I'm proud of the way he handled things. So with that, time's yours.
Let's go first to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Andy, can you give us a little sense of how Pat's doing beyond what you said earlier? And Brad, I'll have a second question as well.
Yeah, he's actually doing very well. I mean, I just talked to him, and he's doing good. We'll see how he is tomorrow, but I mean, right now he's feeling good.
Okay. And what did you see from Chad Henne in the time you've had him that led you to have that kind of trust in him to throw that ball on fourth down?
Yeah, listen, when you're around him, you just know. I mean, I'm glad he had an opportunity to play a week or two ago there, whenever our last game was, and get in, and I think that helped him when he jumped in this time, of just being comfortable with the speed of everything, and everybody has full confidence in him. I mean, you saw how the team reacted on that run, and we thought we had it. I think his elbow was down. I think it was a good call, close call, but a good call, and I thought it was a heck of a throw as the second play. We go through all of those Saturday night with the quarterbacks, and those situations, 4th and 1 to win the game. What do you want? And that play happened to be there. My coaches were on board between Mike and Eric and Joe upstairs. They all did a great job with the spot, with the calls, with the everything. They were spot on. So it was a great job.
Andy Reid with the victory, a Chiefs record 4th straight playoff victory for Andy Reid, his 16th in the postseason. That's 5th in National Football League history. Chiefs win it 22-17 over the Cleveland Browns. We are joined now by the man, Tyrann Mathieu, Kansas City's safety. Hey, brother, we're going to start right with that last drive. Cleveland came after you two straight touchdown drives. Now it came to the crux of the matter. What did you guys do to get those stops, especially against those backs, in the passing game in that final Cleveland offensive possession?
We just believing in each other. I felt like we started the game, fairly well, holding those guys at 3 points. Felt like we got a little laxed, in the middle of the game. But we all came back to reality. I think we all understood the magnitude of the moment, what we were up against. And then one of our boys was in the locker room. So I think anytime you have those extra motivating factors, you always want to go out and do it for your teammates.
Speaking of that, Tyrann, excuse me. What was the message to the guys once Patrick went to the locker room? What was the message from you, from the leaders of the team, telling the guys that everyone had to raise their game and find a way to win this football game?
Well, you know, it was our moment. You know, it was our moment to step up. Obviously, throughout this entire regular season, I felt like we had, you know, a fair amount of moments where we didn't seize the moment. So I think all of us were just, you know, really motivated by the fact that we had another opportunity to go out here and win the game for the team.
If I might, let's break down your interception play, because Baker Mayfield's cut down on his turnovers big time. His 19 to 20 numbers were drastically different. What happened on that play that allowed you to get that pick? Because it looked like it was going to open the door to a route, but instead it became a dogfight. But what happened on that pick? Coverage, play, what did he show you?
Well, I think in that particular situation, you know, I was just in the middle of the field, you know, pattern reading. I think anytime you see number 3 come across the field, you always know somebody's following him. So for me, my eyes just went back. And then I saw Jarvis Landry. I peeked back at Baker, and he was kind of scrambling. I wanted Baker to think I was, you know, going somewhere else. And then I just came back to Landry. So I think anytime you play against quarterbacks that can move their legs, anytime they begin to scramble, I think it's always important to find the next guy in your zone and then just match him. So I can't take too much credit. I think he just threw it right to me. You know?
Not bad. So, Tyron, ever since you got here, you've been talking about wanting to win games with defense. The challenge of being the reason the Chiefs won a game as good as the offense is. Saw that in the playoffs last year. Saw that several times this year. This Browns team is scoring a lot of points over the course of the season. Scored a lot of points last week. They have that great running game. How much of a challenge was it for you guys, and how exciting was that challenge to want to be the reason the Chiefs won this game, and ultimately that final drive being a big reason why they did?
Yeah, I think, you know, first and foremost, you know, it's all about team, you know, and I think if all 3 units could kind of, you know, play their part at a high level, it always gives the team, you know, a best chance to win. So I think that's really what it comes down to. That's really what it's all about.
A couple things here I want to ask you about. One, the play by Dirty Dan Sorensen, your DB room, coming off, you know what it's like to win in the playoffs, but the play by Sorensen not to give up and to go after Higgins in this case, to knock the ball out that took 7 off the board, ends up looming to be a big play. That play, and then you guys being able to kind of band together as a group in this game.
Well, you know, I think Dan has always been showing up for us, you know, big time for us in critical situations. And, you know, Coach made a great point last night. You know, who's going to be the guy to strain? Who's going to be the guy to give maximum effort, you know, 1 extra play? Who's going to be that guy? And I think Dan showed up, you know, he showed the world that he's that guy that we always count on, you know, to make those big time plays in those critical moments. So I'm happy for Dan.
And a follow-up, I'm going to ask you, because I thought the rest was key for like 4 guys, but I looked up your snap count. Since the beginning of 2019, you've played 2,237 snaps, and I thought you had some extra juice in this game, man. How much did it help you to have those 2 weeks to get your legs and get your mind right?
It was amazing, man, to kind of just, you know, not have to worry about chasing guys all over the field. You know, just kind of focus on the playbook and focus on the film. Let your legs get back under you. Coach Reed does a great job. You know, Rick Burkholder, all these guys do a great job of, you know, watching us, watching our reps, you know, watching how much, you know, we're putting out. And so it was great to kind of get this, you know, couple weeks off. But, you know, I'm so happy to be back playing football, so happy to be back at Arrowhead, and 2 more games. So next week's going to be a big one for us.
So Mitch asked you about Dan Sorensen, a veteran. I want to ask you about the rookie in your DB room, L'Jarius Sneed. He had an awesome game, particularly that first Cleveland offensive series. He blows up Jarvis Landry for a loss of 3. Then very next play, he sacks Baker Mayfield, totally disrupts that drive. How proud were you of L'Jarius today?
I'm so proud of him, man. He's such a tough kid. He's so smart, and then he's reliable. You know, and he's one of those young guys who listens first, you know, before he speaks. So he's able to kind of retain a lot of information and then take it to the field. And I think the world is seeing that right now. You know, they're seeing a guy that's, you know, conscious about, you know, making great plays, a guy that's conscious about just doing his job. And, you know, he's a young guy, so he got them fresh legs. And so it's good to kind of see him fly around and make big-time plays for us.
Like I said on the radio when you had the pick, eating cobras and picking passes, man. Congratulations. Great job. Junior will like it. Listen with a Junior tonight. All right. Tyrann Mathieu.
You, my guy.
Yes, sir. A big part of this winning culture here in Kansas City. And now he'll be getting ready. He'll be ready maybe tomorrow morning. He might get ready tonight to look at Josh Allen tape or go back and look at the Buffalo Bills. But he's a guy, I mean, he's like an extension of Coach Reed. Never blinks, never flinches, may get beat, comes right back and make a play. Just the courage these secondary guys showed in this game they were down Rashad Fenton, down Breland, but they still made the key plays when they had to. Hard game to play when you're a DB.
We talk about glue guys, talk about energy guys a lot, and some people might not think that's real. It's definitely real because Tyrann Mathieu, in addition to being a fantastic football player, is that guy. He's the constant energy out there on the field, the coach on the field, finding ways to make sure this team stays focused. And like I mentioned, that 18-play drive by the Browns, most teams, that would break their back. I mean, we saw them do that to the Pittsburgh Steelers just a week ago. Steelers couldn't recover. But Tyrann Mathieu on this defense, he says, forget about that. Don't worry about that. We still have a chance to stop the Browns. We still have a chance to win this football game. And we saw that on that final defensive series for the Chiefs.
Oh, boy. Guess who we have now? Yes. He closed out the game for the Kansas City Chiefs, making big-time plays. Chad Henne had to come in and win this game in the fourth quarter. Chad, I went through the playoff experience of everybody on our team. I'll just say this. I think, if I'm not mistaken, your very first playoff game. Congratulations. What about the grit and guts and the play calling and getting it done down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely excited. Obviously, the circumstances weren't what we wanted, but this is why I'm here. You know, prepare each and every week to step in if anything were to happen to Patrick. And, you know, got a lot of great cast around me, a lot of great players, and try to put it in their hands and make some plays.
So, Chad, we'll ask you about several plays here, but first I want to ask you about the throw to Tyreek. Walk us through that throw and how impressive of a catch was that for Tyreek to bring that down?
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously Tyreek was talking, you know, if they go man-to-man coverage, you know, he felt like he could win. And they did that, you know, very early once I was in there, and felt like it was a great opportunity and heck of a catch for him, and, you know, way to bring it down for him.
We said that on the radio when you came in. We go, they're going to change their coverage. It's going to be man-to-man, single high. That's what they showed you. Now let's talk about the game-sealing play. I don't know who spotted your run. I think you had the first down, but that's another matter. Now it's fourth and less than a yard. Walk us through the sequence, the discussion, and then you get the play call. What's going through your mind and heart, and how you guys were able to pull that off?
I mean, we were definitely on the sideline with Coach Reed, EB, and Kafka, and every Saturday night we go over fourth down plays. You know, Patrick, me, and all the coaching staff, and we have our favorite plays. And this was one of my favorite plays, and they dialed it up. Felt real confident in it. You know, again, man coverage. All Tyreek had to do is, you know, not all he had to do, but he won the matchup, and I just had to put the ball where it needed to be.
Did they say, hey, Chad, what do you think? What do you want to do? Did you get any input in this discussion, or did you just listen?
To be honest, I mean, they have the plays written down, so it was already in their list, and they mentioned to it, and I was like, love it, and love that play, and that's why we do those meetings Saturday night. I mean, Coach Reed, EB, Kafka, they feel confident in Patrick and I, because if we picked a play, we know the ins and outs of the play, and we can make it work.
And in your mind at all, were you punting, or were you going for it all the way?
No, I felt confident. I mean, we've gone through it, you know, gone for it all week or all year. And, you know, I felt the same way just with me out there as well.
How big was it for you to play that entire game against the Chargers in Week 17, to get all those reps, all those looks, to play that whole game? How much did that help you in this game?
Oh, it was huge. I think just everything, like you said, you know, go through the preparation all week, go through a full game, knock the rust off, you know, be around guys, feel the pocket. You know, it was great work for me, and you know, just led into this game, and I felt comfortable out there. Like I said before, a lot of great players out there. The O-line did a great job protecting. We ran the ball once we were in there, and some guys made some really big plays there.
Congratulations, my friend. Playoff victory for Chad Henne. Well done. And I thought you had the first down on the scramble. That was cool. All right. Chad Henne, quarterback. Chiefs win it 22-17. Let's go right to the podium, to the NFL's best tight end who had a big day today.
Hey, Travis, can you just walk us through the fourth quarter, the ups and downs, and what the conversation was in the huddle that obviously let Chad lead you guys to victory?
Nothing changed, man. Nothing changed. Chad came in and uplifted us. We uplifted him, and we just rallied together, man. And that's what this team did, offensively, defensively, special teams. We circled the wagon and got a little bit tighter as a group, and found a way to win against a good football team.
Let's go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Travis, what did you see from Chad over the time he's been here to let you know he was going to come through for you on that not just the 4th down play, but also the 3rd down scramble in the play before?
Well, first of all, he's a professional. He comes to work every single day knowing that he's just a snap away from calling plays and being out there leading us to victory. And second, he's a competitor, man. That guy, no matter what it is, that he's ready and he's fired up and ready to go. And we love him for it. And sure enough, when he came into the game, like I said, man, everybody was nothing really changed, man. We still had the fire in us. We know that we could score points with Chad and we could move the ball down the field with Chad.
Go next to Karen Kornacki. Go ahead, Karen.
Hi, Travis. How are you?
Hello.
Congratulations.
Hello.
Big win
Thank
today.
You.
Hey, Myles Garrett just got done saying he didn't want anybody to think it was a deliberate hit on Patrick. Just first of all, if you guys had that initial worry, and second of all, just what goes through your mind when you see your leader kind of having to be helped off the field? Is it an immediate want to rush to the rescue, immediate takeover? I mean, does something change into another gear? So those two things.
Well, I mean, you try and it's a violent game. It is what it is, and we wear helmets for a reason, and that's because guys are flying around trying to take your head off, and it's you never want to say that someone purposely took somebody out the game, but they were flying around, and after the initial hit, they were fired up saying that's what we do. So it was just, there was a lot of talk between me and their players, but for the most part, it was just in a competitive mindset, and because I do feel like those guys are good dudes, and I respect a lot of them for that, but especially Myles. And then on top of that, what was the second question? I'm sorry. You're on mute.
Go ahead, Karen. We'll come back to you.
Sorry about that.
No. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I was still unmuted. No, just the idea that when your leader goes down, that sudden urge, to want to go out there and do everything you can to raise things up a notch for him, because, watching him walk off the field has got to be, just heart-wrenching.
Yeah, no, it's a little different when your quarterback goes down, or somebody that's so important to the offense or to the team, like Pat is to this team, and it's just you gotta kind of throw it all into the same bucket of when adversity hits, what are you going to do, and where does your mind go? Where do we go from here as a team? And like I said earlier, we just rallied around Chad, tried to give him all the confidence, knowing that we were out there trying to make plays for him every single snap, just like we would if Pat was out there. So it's just rallying together. And this team, it's a tight-knit team with great leadership, man. And I love it.
Let's go next to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Travis, to that point that you just made about which way is this team going to go, do you think back to a moment in time and draw that inspiration? Do you think of a play or a certain moment and say, okay, let's go get it?
Yeah, no, I mean, you learn from all the moments that you've had in your career, to feel that adversity when you do get hit with adversity and feel how the team reacts. But for the most part, it's just, having a sense of urgency. Having a sense of confidence and urgency in the guys around you, and knowing that, all right, I got to do my job for the guy next to me, knowing that we just lost one of the best players in the National Football League. So it's just, there's a little bit of you take what you've learned from the past and you try and put it to use and try and get better from it.
Got time for a couple more. We'll go Todd and then Matt. Go ahead, Todd.
Hey, Travis, on the 3rd down scramble and then the 4th down to end the game, we're all sitting here watching on TV, and they think you guys are just going to try to draw them off sides and all that. Just take us through the kind of discussion you all had. I can't remember if you huddled or it was just like a loose huddle to kind of get yourself ready for that, and how often you have practiced that situation in practice to make it happen in such a big spot.
Yeah, I mean, the 3rd down was obviously a gutsy play by 4. I mean, everybody knew that he had that in him to be able to put his body on the line for the team. And we love him for it. And then sure enough, to be able to make the right pass or the accurate pass there on 4th down to Tyreek. I mean, it was when they were kind of measuring where the ball was, we got a chance to get together as a group and talk about what we were going to do. And then sure enough, we went out there and just executed the play the way it's ran. I mean, we've run that play plenty of times, and sure enough, no better time to run it perfect than fourth down in the playoffs.
I'll go last to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Travis, take you back one play before that on the sack that Chad had. Looked like you were pretty frustrated on that play, and maybe you wish you'd done something differently. And also, just how do you do that when you'd have Chad in there who maybe you don't work with as much?
Yeah, I have to hear the whole play, and I screwed up and ran the wrong route, and we took a sack because of it. So I literally almost lost us a game right there. But we had a gutsy play caller, and the guy back there throwing the rock and running the rock was a gutsy guy as well. So we found a way to win, but on that third down or the second down when we took the sack, I missed a call in the huddle. So that one's just definitely going to sit in not too well with me. But we found a way to get the win, and that's all that I can be. I guess I don't know, interested in.
Travis, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Have a good one, guys. We'll see you next week.
Just doing our job, executing. You practice it all day during the week, all season. That's why you do those different situational things. And, it was one of those, hats off to Chad, OG, triple OG, like I said before. We go all the way back since the days where I wasn't even in Michigan. I was in high school, and he was throwing. I don't even know if I was in high school yet. I was probably in elementary still when Chad was throwing the ball at Michigan. But, man, he came in and did what he had to do, simply just did his job.
We'll go next to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, sticking with Chad Henne, Tyron just described him and said that he's in there every day preparing as a true professional. Do you have a story of Chad Henne behind the scenes that people don't see much of him in?
Man, it's just the work. People don't see his work ethic. That man right there, he works so hard. What is this, year 14, year 15, whatever it is, who cares? He's still out there making plays and doing his job. Man, he's putting his head down, man. That just shows you what type of competitor he is. You like you said, you watch Pat go down and, you hear the whole stadium gasp for air. Everybody's looking for questions and looking for things, but, when you got a guy who's always prepared, a guy who does his job and takes his job serious, the results will show for itself.
Go next to Matt Derrick. Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, Frank, there was a lot of talk going into this game about the Cleveland ground game and the toughness of Chubb and Kareem back there. Outside of a couple of runs in the third quarter, he kind of really helped him and held him in check. What was kind of the key to setting the tone on the ground attack?
It was just getting off fast, and tackling. I think in the first half, we did a great job in tackling and keeping those guys contained. I believe they had 18 yards. We did a hell of a job keeping them contained. Second half, we came out kind of flat as far as making the tackles and stuff. We started tackling high. Some of those long drives you see, guys get a little tired, a little fatigued. So, a little technique go away. But, we was able to just dead it when we did. We knew at some point they was going back to that run game. That's what they do. That's what they do best. They got one of the best two, if not the best 1-2 punch in the running backs in the NFL, and they showed that all year. And we were just able to go out there and get the job done and do enough to keep them contained.
Go next to Nick Jacobs. Go ahead, Nick.
Frank, for you, and Brett, I'll have a two-part on this. Frank, for you, what are you going to remember most from this football game when you look back on it down the road?
Man, just how we came together in one other team. Just like I remember every game. I remember every game very vividly. And, the best ones are when you do it as a team. When you can go in there, you got all this adversity. You got these different situations that come up in the game. Pat goes down, your quarterback. Those are all adverse situations. And, in adversity, the true man rises to the top. The cream rises to the top in adversity. And, shout out Chad. Like I said, he was the cream today, baby.
Now, for you, what do you think from this game you guys can take as a team to help propel you?
Man, we got to take the little things. The missed tackles, the finishing plays, stuff like that. When we up, just keeping our foot on guys' throats, not letting up to keep on finishing and finish games. I feel like that's the goal. I feel like that's the emphasis, Coach Spags always talks about. It's finishing, to keep on chopping wood and, weather the storm. It's always going, team's good, man. It's the NFL. It don't matter the history of the team. It doesn't matter, what they haven't done. This is the NFL. You're going to see teams challenge the Chiefs, because we are the champions, I think people forget this. They're going to challenge us every day. They're going to challenge us every day in their meetings. They're going to challenge us every day on their field to be the best they can be to beat us. So we have to understand that and come to work every day ready to work.
We'll go last to Darren Smith. Go, Darren.
Hey, Frank, congratulations on the win. Obviously, you all will be hosting Buffalo next week. What's the team's initial thought on that matchup? And, what is it that you saw in last night's game that, and coming out of tonight's game, that you all will see that will help you better prepare for your game next Sunday evening?
Oh, man, you take that night off, you take a few days off and you relax and you come back too. And you just, you don't change too much. You do what you've been doing in practice. You stay focused on your technique, sound fundamentals and techniques. And, you go out there and you trust your preparation. That's all it is. It's trusting your preparation. And for the things you're doing in practice, the things you do in practice, things you do throughout your week, taking care of your body, all those things just restarts by the week. And I feel like that's the key. We can get in the lab, take care of our bodies, get our minds back right, have a short-term memory about the game. This game is over. It's won. It's over with. Have a short-term memory and get back out there because we got more to do.
Frank, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate y'all.
Frank Clark at the podium. Chiefs win this 22-17. A reminder, get your Run It Back starter pack available at Hy-Vee. These are cool. We got, the scarves here. We got the flag. So get ready for the AFC Championship game. Third straight year the Chiefs will host the AFC Championship game. Never happened in AFC history, and it never happened that the Chiefs hosted that game here prior to the 2018 season. All right, a couple things to wrap up here. We did hear earlier from Coach Andy Reid on the health of Patrick Mahomes. To me, we're sitting here a little after 6 o'clock. It sounds as good as it can possibly be. All signs look to be very positive here for Patrick getting ready for the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, all we know is what we heard Coach Reid say, but to hear that he's doing great, all things considered, that's wonderful news. So we'll monitor that as we go on here. And really this week is a chance for the Chiefs to get healthy other areas too. We have Patrick Mahomes, but also Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We'll talk about him all week. Hopefully he can get healthy. Sammy Watkins, a few other guys, Rashad Fenton. This is a big week going into the AFC Championship game, an opportunity to get healthy. But yeah, all eyes on Patrick Mahomes. Hopefully he's feeling better and can go out there next week.
Before we close, when you win in the playoffs, no matter who you beat, where you beat them, whatever round, there's always unsung heroes. We saw it last year on the road to the Super Bowl 54 championship. But Darrell Williams in this game looked like the Cleveland running backs. He was outstanding as a runner and as a receiver. And don't forget his big runs, especially on the last drive and the drive prior to that, which actually ate up some time.
And what really impressed me is when Patrick Mahomes goes out, you have to imagine, just these are humans. People are deflated. But the Chiefs find a way to stay even keel. It's like, all right, we're going to be okay. Not only will things be all right, we're going to go for it on 4th down here because it was 4th and 1 at midfield. The Chiefs could have punted there. Browns got the ball back and had all the momentum. Andy Reid says, no, we're going to go for it here. Does the quick pitch out. Darrell Williams picks up, 13 yards, gets the first down. Then the very next play, gets 16 yards off a rush. So Darrell Williams put the team on his back there, got 3 points out of that drive, and that was huge. Getting a field goal there, getting some points out of that drive when you're losing Patrick Mahomes, you feel like the walls are closing in around you. So great stuff from Darrell Williams there. He played on 79% of the offensive snaps tonight, had 78 rushing yards, also 16 receiving yards. Huge game for him. We always talk about guys stepping up, making plays, next man up. With Clyde Edwards-Helaire not out there, that was true for Darrell Williams, and he made more than the most of his opportunity.
Big third down conversion on a catch and run too, where Cleveland was bringing pressure, and Chad Henne was able to find D-Will for the first down on a throw to the near flat. All right, let's wrap it up here. Here come the Buffalo Bills, AFC Championship football. We know how hot the Bills are. They get a 101-yard kickoff return that flipped that game against the Ravens. Lots of drama. Hopefully Patrick Mahomes will be ready to go, and if he is, what a showdown this will be out here on this field.
We keep talking about the changing the guard in the AFC and the NFL as a whole. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen going at it for the Super Bowl berth. Josh Allen's had a great year. Stephon Diggs had a great year in the receiving game for them. He led the NFL in receiving yards and receptions. Look back to that Week 6 matchup. Really interesting game there because it's not what we normally see from the Chiefs. The Chiefs had the ball for 38 minutes in that game and rushed for 245 yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the reason we're trying to make sure he can play in this game is because he had a field day against the Buffalo Bills last time he played against them. I'll keep an eye on him this week, but should be a lot of fun. Bills Eagles are a very fun team, one of the best teams in the AFC for good reason. Should be a blaster at Arrowhead Stadium. I'm just glad it's here. A third straight conference championship game here at Arrowhead Stadium should be a lot of fun.
Historically, it just blows your mind to see what this team has done the last 3 seasons. Make sure you get your Run It Back starter pack, Hy-Vee. Make sure you get it online. Chiefs win it 22-17. He's Matt McMullen. I'm Mitch Holthus. Playoff win. Divisional playoffs. The Chiefs are marching forward. Let's continue to run it back.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by Community America Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
We're out and just put the ball